Recording live from somewhere.
Welcome back here, Totem Pole Nation. We are back with a fantasy football update. Wow, what a week number 2 was in the NFL. Boy, major injuries that you have to address right now. Get on your waiver wire. All you Pacheco fans, man, what a big injury that was. They are saying he is out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Wow, what a finish last night in that Eagle Falcons game. My goodness, that was something else. You know, with these new quarterbacks, when you get in that 2-minute drill, that's usually the easiest thing you do because those are the plays you practice the most, and you really don't have time to think. It's just go, 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 go. And, man, huge play there at the end. I know the Drake London fans are really excited about it because he didn't really have the best of game, but, man, did he light it up there at the end. But, yeah, something else about last night. Already got some comments. MK, how are you? Good morning, MK. Let me I'm trying to get back in this thing, so if I'm taking a little bit of time or I'm messing up, hey, it's okay because
MK is in the house.
I tell you what, MK, what Pittsburgh Steeler fans have those guys being 2-0 right now, huh? What is going on in Pittsburgh? Man, I love it. You know, you're going to get some defense. If that offense can come around, they can be very dangerous. You know, when you look at that division, I think everybody had, Baltimore Ravens were the team to beat. What a huge game for the Raiders. What an amazing comeback. You know, me and Lambo, we were talking about it before the season. He loves what those Chargers are doing. I just love the grit and the moxie that the Las Vegas Raiders have. You know, I just love what they're doing there. Oh, wow. MK going to the Colts and Steelers game. Wow, that ought to be great. Neither offense is doing great, so we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully, everything's going good with you in school, MK. We haven't chatted in a while, but thoughts are right there. Hopefully, you're doing good. We know that you're a Warrior kid, that's for sure. But yeah, just trying to get back into things and everything, and just enjoying the football season. What an amazing, 2 weeks. We had a lot of barn burners there in that 1 o'clock time. You had close games, close to overtime with the Washington Redskins, aka Commandos, the New York Football Giants. What a classic game that was. Hey, how about them Tampa Bay Bucs? Hey, Tampa Bay, the Bucs know how to shine. Ooh, man, I was getting a lot of heat from all my friends there in Detroit, but they didn't have much to say after the game. What a phenomenal game that was. The Bucs did that pretty short-handed. They were definitely had some good young guys stepping up. Good morning, Elizabeth. Your Ravens are doing horrible this season. Well, you know what? Nobody's ever won the Super Bowl after 2 weeks. So don't worry. It's a long season. I think they're trying to figure out how to get Derrick Henry, into the game. The defense kind of letting up. That was kind of a big deal, big question mark there in Baltimore. I'm sure those guys are in for a major comeback, bounce back. Like, that's what usually happens, though. The teams that play terrible the first week, they bounce back and they show a little heart. They show some moxie the second week, and I think when you talk about that, you got to talk about the Raiders, the way they played. They come out, they fought really hard. The Green Bay Packers, wow, new quarterback. I wasn't sure, I thought, man, their season is done until Love comes back, but man, they stayed on the ground and pound with Jacobs. He had a monster game this week for the Green Bay Packers. They got a lot of young talent on that team. Good question, MK. Are you guys doing life lessons? We're in the works with that. There's some time off that people are having and everything, but we definitely want to get back to doing that. I got a great friend of mine, GT Philly. Go Time Philly. Huge shout out here on Totem Pole Nation. But a great friend of mine, and I want to link up and collaborate with him because he has a lot of good insight. He's a guy that has had some trouble with the law, and now he's a free man, and he's changing his life one day at a time, and just the process. And man, he leaves some good footprints in the sand to become successful. That's the thing. We're always learning, always trying to get better. But thank you, MK. Great question with that. But yeah, I'll tell you what, the Cleveland Browns, what a bounce back that was for them. That Jaguars game was huge. I think most people thought the Jags would bounce back. They had a tough loss the first week to Miami, and then being at home, you think they're going to bounce back. So yeah, that was a big deal. But a big shout out to my man Crystal Ball Paul and the Terminator. I believe they are heading to Las Vegas to watch the home opener of the Vegas Raiders. Oh yeah, the Vegas Raiders. That's going to be phenomenal. They got the Carolina Panthers minus Bryce Young. Wow, talk about just one of the biggest blunders of all time. I mean, the mortgage, everything that the Carolina Panthers traded away to get Bryce Young, and here you are throwing in the towel week number 2. Unbelievable. But yeah, want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors as well. St. Pete Rejuvenate here in the St. Petersburg area, St. Pete, Florida. We love you guys. You guys are the Tom Brady of mental health and wealth. Anybody that needs to drop a few lbs, or you need Botox or Brotox, man, go see them at St. Pete Rejuvenate. They are changing lives one client at a time. It is beautiful. But yeah, looking forward to like I was saying, it's fantasy football season, and you got to get on that waiver wire. It was huge because you did have a running back go down, Pacheco there, all-world running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you have any questions, please post your questions, and we'll try to get to them. Carson Steele is a running back. He is the guy that looks like he's going to get most of the carries right away. But there are rumors about Kareem Hunt, who was unbelievable in Kansas City his first couple years. Then he got in some legal troubles. He bounced around the league. I know he was in Cleveland for a little bit. There's rumors they're going to bring him back. He's probably got a lot of tread on the tires. But Carson Steele is a guy that I think you want to circle him. And, those waiver wires, they're crucial. But I think he's going to be a guy that's going to get you a couple touchdowns here within the next couple games. They got the big fella P. Ryan. They got him kind of last minute. The Broncos cut him. They picked him up. As big of a running back that he is a dual threat. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, so I would keep an eye on him. Quarterbacks, quarterback is a key position in fantasy football, and there's been some guys that have not played that well. Trevor Lawrence, you look at his stats, he has not really put up the big numbers. Justin Hubert has not put up the greatest numbers. I think 3 guys you keep an eye on and you really want to look at. One is Geno Smith. Geno Smith with Seattle. He had a heck of a run in that game where I want to say they tied to how fast he was running, and he was running as fast as DK Metcalf, man. So Geno Smith is finally healthy. They've got some weapons there, and they're 2-0. Look at Seattle Seahawks. They are in ahead of that division. And the reason they're ahead of that division is because of this next guy I'm going to talk about, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold with the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, his stats were he went 17 for 26 for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, hey, if you take 97 off of that, that's not a great game. But, hey, man, that was a huge play. And there's something going on there. There is something going on in Minnesota. You could tell when the guy came in the locker room, like people were fired up. And, it happens every single year. Every single year you have a quarterback that he just didn't didn't do well in one spot, didn't get time to develop. They push these guys so quickly to get in there and compete. And, quarterback is a position all about confidence. You have got to have some confidence as your quarterback. If you lose confidence, guys can see it. Guys know it. And, that might be what's going on in Carolina, but Sam Darnold, man, he has won that locker room over, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. And, man, what a huge victory for them to beat the San Francisco 49ers. And I know, the Niners a little shorthanded with, McCaffrey. Man, let's talk about the Madden jinx, huh? Is that something else? They got another one. Wow, unbelievable. And, yeah, there's news of Debo going down. Debo Samuel possibly missing a couple of weeks. So that's a no bueno if you're a 49er fan. But if you are a fantasy football fan, I think that definitely gives a lot more emphasis on George Kittle. Brandon Ayuk, look for him to get back in there. Jennings, a wide receiver there for the San Francisco 49ers. And, also that running back, man, Jordan, he's done a great job for them, replacing CMC. But, you're going to see it's going to have to lay on Brock Purdy in the defense. And I'm excited to see what happens. But keep those guys in mind. Now, you want to talk about the wide receiver position. I think you got to look in L.A., and I'm talking about the Rams. Now, they have just recently, first game of the season, losing Puka Nacua. Unbelievable. And then this week, Cooper Kupp goes down. So look for the Rams. I think the top target there would be Demarcus Robinson. He led them last week with only 4 targets. So I definitely look to see his targets jump up quite a bit. And they've got a crucial game this week. They got blown off the map by Arizona Cardinals. Who saw that coming? Because I surely did not see that happening. But, yeah, huge shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for checking us out. I'm going to give you guys a helmet sticker. But, yeah, the wide receiver position, I think you look in Cleveland. Jerry Jeudy, he finally woke up. He recorded 5 receptions on 6 targets, 73 yards. They are finally finding a way to get him the ball. They're in Cleveland. He was a Denver Bronco, and he's available in some leagues. I definitely think you keep him on the radar. And another guy for the New York Football Giants, Wan'Dale Robinson. He's another guy I think you keep an eye on. He's going to be one that he's going to get some touches there. And, he's a ball player. He's exactly what you want, on that. When you're looking at fantasy, you always want to keep these guys on your watch list. And I'll tell you what, too. Nope, not anymore. Quentin Johnston of the Los Angeles Chargers. Go Chargers, go. Hey, he was a red zone threat, 2 TD grabs. He looks like the real deal. And, Hubert, he's a beast. He went down in the game. He's a little banged up. So proceed with caution on some of these guys. People are going to have to step up. Tight end I like is Gesicki, man. Mike Gesicki. He delivered, even though they fell in that game. The first week of the season, I thought he had a touchdown, but the league said it wasn't. And then they came back and said, hey, that was. So, hey, cheers to everybody here, Totem Pole Nation. Just talking a little fantasy football, a little week 1 football. If you have any questions or comments, drop them. We want to hear it. Yeah, great comment there. Yeah, free Diddy. Oh, I don't know about that, man, but thank you for checking in, Frankie Dog. UFO, man, thank you guys for checking in. Give you guys a shout out here, big old. Yep, but as got to be exciting for those Vegas Raiders, man. I mean, winning a game like that, and you saw there was a time in that game where Max Crosby, the beast from the East that now represents the Las Vegas Raiders, was having a heart-to-heart with Gardner Minshew. Maybe he was telling him, look, you don't win this game for us, I beat you up after the game. But whatever it was, it worked. It was phenomenal. And, the Vegas Raiders had their home opener this week. And I know the big fella is going to be there. The brothers, two of the baddest dudes I know, the Terminator and Crystal Ball Paul. That's going to be phenomenal. I was in Vegas a little bit ago and had a great time. Went to the CAC wrestling. It was unbelievable. It was where they give some of these former wrestlers their flowers, Hall of Fame type inductions. Got to see Sting get inducted, the great Kurt Angle, and many, many more, the Dudley Boys. My man right here in Florida, one of the greatest referees and the manager of champions, Bill Alfonso. My man Fonzie had me sitting at the table with him. My brother, my wife was there. We were sitting beside Rob Van Dam. It was phenomenal. The Cuban Madman, Cuban Assassin. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to get him on here with Totem Pole, and we'll be able to talk to him. He's got a lot going on, man. He is hopping back in the ring, going to the UK this week, and I am fired up for him. He's in a huge event in over there in the UK, and it's going to be something else, man. They love their pro wrestling overseas, and man, we love it here, and we love you guys, Totem Pole Nation. But let's see here. Let's talk about some of the games upcoming this week, and the first one I want to talk about is the New England Patriots versus the New York Football Jets. That's right, my main man Lambo. Yes, Lamborghini. He is the man. His team, the New England Patriots, going against Crystal Ball Paul's favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Man, that's going to be phenomenal there. That's going to be this Thursday on Prime Video. And what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think that finally a lot of the stations got back on? Like, I didn't have ESPN for a few days on one of my systems, and you got to go to Prime, you got to go to YouTube, you got to go to this, got to go to that. What do you guys think about that? Because I think it's pretty alarming, and I think you should be able to, get football, whatever team you want, whenever you want. Got a comment here, Joy Ayuk, BTJ, and Cooper. Man, I think you hold on to Ayuk right now because Debo's down. CMC is gone for a few weeks. I think Ayuk and Brock Purdy are going to get on. They're going to get it connected. The magic's going to happen. I think you hold on to Ayuk. I think he's going to show you why he deserved that humongous contract. And hey, man, if you got him or Kittle, I think you're happy. You're excited because they're going to get targets. They're going to get more targets. They got a great coach. Shanahan is going to he's going to put those guys in position to make plays and get the ball, and that's all you can ask for. Hey, if you can get Ayuk, I think that's what you do. You pull the trigger. Cooper, man, he had a humongous drop in that game. I mean, wide open. He had that huge drop there for Cleveland, and man, we were all just kind of shaking our head. And I want to give a huge shout out to the sports bar in St. Petersburg, Florida, downtown St. Pete. Who's on First is the name of the sports bar. Again, Who's on First? It's right there off of First Street in St. Petersburg, Florida. But beautiful TVs. The food was delicious. The food was phenomenal. And, the atmosphere was great. I love going to a sports bar and everybody is wearing their football gear, the staff. Like, that means a lot. That means you guys got up and thought, hey, I want to impress the people that are coming into my establishment, and that is it. Coach Paul Medley, Crystal Ball, Paul, I love you, brother. Thank you for checking in, man. I'm excited about you guys going to Vegas. I'm going to be looking up some bets for you guys so y'all can get out there and start and get some free money, right away. It's easier to bet with house money than it is your own money, But, yeah, super excited about that. Leave in the comments when you guys are getting there if you don't mind. And speaking of Vegas, man, I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't mention the greatest people in Las Vegas, Nevada, and that is the Cheeks. Sarah Blake Cheek, we love you. Real Me, check her out on Real Me. She is amazing. My main man, Matt, good to talk to you, my brother. Hey, I know you love these colors. These guys love the University of Tennessee. I mean, they are in love with Tennessee, and I'm not surprised. Who would not be in love with Tennessee the way they are doing right now? They are hammering people. They are hammering teams. And this week, they're going to Oklahoma. And that's where the Cheeks are going. And they're going to be doing a live stream, live show before, after, like the whole nine. So definitely keep an eye on those guys. They've got the greatest kids in the world, too. When we were out there in Vegas, we got to spend a day with them. And their two boys, I said, do you guys have y'all's football pads here? And they were like, before they could say yes, they were downstairs with their football pads on. And we coached them up a little bit, and it was great. So a huge shout out to those guys, the rest of the family, the daughters, they're amazing. It's funny because I get over there and, the youngest, she's so amazing. And she doesn't say, hi, how are you doing? She says, hey, how's Malaysia doing? And Malaysia's my dog, and it's her favorite person. So it's cool with me. And they have an amazing dog as well. Love those guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's going to be great. Crystal Ball, man, you're going to have to get some sleep on the plane, get some rest and everything. But, yeah, man, you're going to be set up good. You got an all-day Saturday, all-day Sunday with the Broski, the Terminator. Man, you guys are going to be living the dream, and I'm going to be living the dream. I'm living through you, without a doubt. This is for you guys, man. I'm fired up for y'all. There it is right there. Get your Totem Pole Nation merch. It is available. You can get you a beautiful coffee cup like this. You can fill it up to the brim. Absolutely. But thank you guys for checking in with us. Any questions, any comments, please leave them. We're just kind of freestyling this show, man. We're just having a good time. We're talking football. It's water cooler talk. Everybody likes to hit the panic button there after week 1 and week 2. And, only 2 teams out of 41 have ever started, 0-2 and made the playoffs. Hey, man, it's early, okay? It's early, and that's the thing. Back in the day, they had 4 preseason games, so you were pretty dialed in, pretty warmed up, So this was, last week's game was, kind of would have been game 1. So there's still going to be, some stuff there to clear up and clean up and everything. So don't hit the panic button, even if your team is 0-2. I don't know. Coach Toms, you being a Carolina Panther guy, I think you guys already hit the panic button, but, man, the way you guys have been playing, I'm not surprised. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Wow, the Dallas football Cowboys, man. I'll tell you what, a great show I was watching the other day. It was Coach Gruden. Coach Gruden has a podcast, and he just breaks down teams, and he was the first and only person I said that I heard say the Saints got this. The Saints are going to whip their butts. And, yeah, man, he was right on. Huge shout out to Coach Gruden. He's over here. He's across the bridge. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida, and he's over in Tampa. But huge shout out. We love Coach Gruden. He is the man. Gruden's Grinders. Just love seeing him back doing his thing, man. Talking football. You could listen to that guy all day. He is absolutely the best. But, yeah, Jets-Patriots, man, what a huge game. Huge division rival. It is in New York. And let me see here. I'm showing they have the Jets as a 6.5-point favorite. Wow. That is a lot of points in a division game. In the division game, that is definitely a lot of points. So we'll see what happens with that. I think you hop on New England in that number. I think it's going to be a field goal type game. Man, I tell you, I thought the Patriots had them there, but man, what a finish that was. Very battle tested game. And then Sunday we got Lambeau's LA Chargers versus MK's Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, I tell you what, I like the under in that game. I don't even know what the over under is. I'm seeing 38 right now. Yeah, I think that's going to be a low scoring slugfest of a football game. And then you got the Texans versus the Vikings. Ooh, the battle of undefeateds. That is going to be a phenomenal game right there. I tell you what, the spread on this one is Houston is the favorite, 2.5 points. I tell you what, I would money line Minnesota right now, man. Those guys are playing good ball. We talked about Sam Darnold earlier. Jefferson got a little banged up, but he's a ball player. He's going to be in there. And I tell you what you don't talk about with the Minnesota Vikings is that offensive line. And they've got some studs on that offensive line and the defense. I love Flores as a defensive coach. He was their head coach of Miami. I think he kind of got the raw deal there in Miami, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's going to bring the heat, and he's a big part of what they did against the 49ers there and taking those guys to the proverbial woodshed. I'll tell you what, the next game I have listed is going to be a huge one. The Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to New Orleans. And, man, the way those Saints beat down on the Dallas Cowboys, whew, man, I think you're kind of shaking in your boots there as Eagle fans, especially the way you just lost. It's a short week because you just took a hard L at home against the Atlanta Falcons. When are people going to start giving the NFC South a little respect? That's my question. Why not after this week? Tampa Bay Bucs just went to everybody's favorite, the Detroit Lions, and they whipped them up pretty good. It was a heck of a fourth quarter, man. It seemed like the Lions had the ball the whole fourth quarter but could not punch it in. And, Tampa Bay was definitely shorthanded in that game. And then, man, at the same time, you had the Cowboys just getting taken to the proverbial woodshed by the Saints. Derek Carr is another guy. You might want to look at him on your fantasy team. He's had put together back-to-back big games. And, man, he is balling right now. Derek Carr is balling. And, they've got New Orleans favored in that, -2.5. So, man, I think I like that after watching what happened last week. But it always happens. The Eagles didn't play their best game. The Saints did play their best game. Look for the Eagles to play better and the Saints not to look as good. But we'll see. They just did that in Dallas. Now they come back home. I think they're going to be fired up. And, man, that fan base, we know that fan base is electric. If you have any comments or any questions, please hit us up. We want to know whether it's football, college football, life lessons, whatever you guys got, leave it in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're talking about. But, next game I got on the radar is going to be here in Tampa. You got the Denver Broncos coming in to Tampa, and that is a 1:00 game. And let me tell you what, guys, that game is going to be very, very warm. And it's hard to go from you're up in the mountains and you're up there with that high level, and then you come way down here and just the heat and just the way the field is basically a grill. Denver Broncos are going to have a very, very hard time when they get down here. It's going to be very hot. You got a rookie quarterback. Todd Bowles is doing one of the greatest coaching jobs. I mean, last week they had 5 guys missing, a lot of guys in the secondary, and, man, next man up. The first week with the Bucs, you saw some offensive guys. You saw Bucky Irvins, you saw McMillan, you saw those guys step up. Young guys that they just drafted, on the offense. And then this past week with the defense, man, you definitely saw, young guys step up, for the Bucs on the defense. And it was something else. Eric V, how you doing, man? Yep, I got 20. And P2K on the Bucs. Hey man, I like it. And let me see what that spread is here for the Bucs. Eric, you're going to be playing with a lot of house money. Keep betting on the Bucs, man, because they're not giving them the love yet. Man, they got them at 6.5. I see them rolling by 10 points. I honestly do. To get another back like that is something else. He's a change of pace guy. Chris Godwin. I mean, it just goes to show you how huge coaching is. How did they not use Chris Godwin? I mean, he was the best player on the field, and him and Baker, they've got something going. Mike Evans always makes a big catch here and there. So, yeah, man, huge deal with that. And Eric, I got something for you, my man. You appreciate you watching here. Let me give you one of these helmet stickers. Yep. Next up, I got the Green Bay Football Packers. They're traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Man, those Titans, again, found a way to shoot themselves in the foot. Great game with them and the Jets, but, man, this is a tough spot right here. You do not want to go 0-3. The Packers, man, they rebounded, and they pretty much dominated that game the whole way through. Offensive line was huge for them. I like them going in there. Tennessee is a favorite in that game. 3 points, a field goal. I would definitely take the Packers on that one. Next game, New York Giants at the Cleveland Browns. Ooh, that is a must win for the New York Giants traveling on the road. Watson did not look as bad as he did in week 1, and the defense definitely has their pulse back. So I like Cleveland in that. They got them at 6.5. That's a lot of points right there. A lot of points. Let's see here. The next game, I got the Chicago Bears at the Colts. Yeah, that's going to be the game, I believe, that MK is going to. So yeah, that ought to be a good one. The Bears, Colts, they almost got to win this one. After going down 2 games, like, you got to stay in there. Jaden, what's going on? Thank you for joining Totem Pole Nation. Got a good little helmet sticker here for you, Jaden. Good looking out. But thank you guys for joining here. Totem Pole Nation coming at you live here, St. Petersburg, Florida. Just living the Florida dream here, guys. We love you guys. We respect everybody. Where are you guys at? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know where you're at. Any questions, any comments on any games, man? I want to talk about it. Let's get it going. And then the big game, the next game, the Panthers at the Raiders. They got the Raiders as 5.5-point favorites. I think the Las Vegas Raiders with the boys in town. Oh, yeah, the boys in town. Crystal Ball, Paul, Terminator. They're going to run roughshod over those guys. Andy Dalton is your starter, and I think you're going to see them play a little bit better than they have, but still, you're talking about Andy Dalton, a guy that has been a backup here for the last 5 or 6 years. No longer the Red Rifle, or maybe he is. We'll see, but yeah, I love Oakland. I'm sorry, I'm always going to call them Oakland, but I love the Vegas Raiders in that game. Then a very interesting game here that I got next is the Miami Dolphins going to Seattle, the 12th man. Ooh, man, that is a tough place to play. And yeah, Miami, I think, their season, I hate to bring out the box and all that stuff and put any team in there, but man, losing to I just hope those guys can regroup, can, find a way. I believe they picked up Huntley, who was a backup there in Baltimore for a few years, and he's won some good football games. So I believe they picked him up. I don't know if their backup has what it takes. I mean, you've got the pieces of the puzzle there, but the injuries, on the running back and on the offensive line are definitely they're a factor. They're definitely a big factor. And the 12th man, I think, is just going to be a little too much there. They got Seattle at, let's see here, 5.5. It's a lot of points, man. I would say maybe Seattle by a field goal. So, I'd probably, take Miami to cover that. It's going to be interesting to see what they look like, but I think McDaniels will have those guys ready to go. They'll be excited, and pressure will be all on Seattle. Geno is looking great, and I love seeing that. I love seeing guys kind of redeem themselves. That guy had a lot of people hating on him, it felt like, at one time. And, man, I'll tell you what, the game after that is huge, a huge game. It is a pick'em. It is a pick'em right now. The Baltimore Ravens, the 0-2 Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, MVP, not having an MVP start for sure, goes to Dallas, where Dallas just got bodied at home. And that is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm saying that, the way those guys have been playing at home for the last several years. They got bodied at home. I look to see those guys bounce back in a big way, but the Ravens got to win a game. The Ravens got to win a game. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this one. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a huge, huge game. That's the 425 game. Next up, the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. Man, what a game that was that they played. They had their chances. They went for it on that fake punt was unbelievable. Man, the kahunas that Coach Campbell has is unbelievable. That offensive line is stout, bunch of badasses. They go to Arizona, which Arizona, I mean, who had them woodshedding the LA Rams? Because I know I didn't. I know that killed a lot of people's parlays. Man, Marvin Harrison Jr., is he a legitimate wide receiver? I think so. He put up damn near Randy Moss-like numbers in that first half there. I think 140 on 4, 2 TDs. These TDs are real, baby. Yeah, that was something else. But yeah, man, they got the Cardinals 3 points favorites, and I'm sorry, they got the Lions as 3-point favorites. I like that as well, man. I think Detroit is going to come out. They're going to come out playing pissed off, a chip on their shoulder, and I think that they are going to put one on Arizona. If Arizona wins this game, I would definitely be looking at them down the line, because they do have some players, they do have some playmakers and everything, but that would be really shocking if they could pull out a victory. It's at home, so it's not they're going to have that crowd and everything. Detroit, those guys are starting to travel really well. There have been a lot of Detroit fans that have just had heartbreaks for years and years, but they travel really well. So I would look for that game to be, a good barn burner and everything. But I like the Lions coming back big, winning by a touchdown in that one. And then the next one, the Sunday night game. The Sunday night game is going to be the Kansas City Football Chiefs. What a miracle win that was. Huge pass interference there late in the game. The kicker came in, booted it out for the win. That was a huge victory for those guys. And they're going against another team that just had a huge victory, the Atlanta Falcons. Wow, Kirk Cousins looked great on that last series. That might be the only one he looked great at. Who knows, man? I wouldn't doubt if you didn't see the Falcons go in more hurry-up mode, just the way that looked. Coach Raheem Morris, he's phenomenal. I loved him here in Tampa. He had Tampa playing their tails off with a lot of bad talent on the field. They were just not as good of football players, I thought. But he had those guys fighting like hell. So definitely look forward to that game. The spread there is 3.5 on Kansas City. I tell you, I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't drop right there. Kansas City's 2-0 right now. Falcons just had a huge come from behind victory. I wouldn't be surprised if that momentum didn't parlay them in. I think I'd take the Falcons to cover in that one. And then Monday night, when has this ever happened? Week 3, Monday night, double header. That's something else, man. But I love it. I love it. Got 2 games on, and hey, of course I'm going to love it because it is the Jacksonville Jaguars, 0-2 Jaguars versus nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. That's right. Jaguars at Buffalo. Buffalo has now had 10 days to prepare. They're going to have 10 days to prepare. They had a short week. They, basically that game was over at halftime, really, with the Dolphins. Once Tua went down, and that was terrible. It almost seemed like Tua ran in, to Damir Hamlin, like he delivered the big blow, is how it looked to me. So, yeah, that was something else. But yeah, man, I like Buffalo to win at home. But they had a game a year ago or 2 years ago where they played overseas, and same type scenario. You thought Buffalo was going to just whoop them, and it wasn't the case at all. Jacksonville had a huge victory that day, so I don't like that 5.5, man. I think that's a lot of points. I think this game goes down to a field goal, and I think Buffalo kicks it at the end. So I think I would go with the Jaguars to cover that number there on the first Monday night game. Then the second Monday night game, you got the Washington Redskins. That's right, guys. I'm not going to call them that other name. I'm not giving you the C word. But the Washington Redskins will be at the 0-2 Cincinnati Bengals. And, yeah, I tell you what, back-to-back weeks, the Bengals take a L. And, honestly, they looked horrible the first week. And then the second week, they looked great at times. But, man, huge call there at the end. It's a thin line between love and hate. And it's a thin line, between a game of inches. And that's what happened to them. It was a game of inches that fell. A lot of people were saying it was Joey Burrow hurt. There was a picture of him picking up a water bottle, and he looked like he could barely hold on to the thing. I think he proved yesterday that Sunday that he's still got it and everything. So I look for the Commanders to take a L. They're going to take a L. The Bengals, they got the Bengals favored by 8 points. 8 points. That is a lot of points. I would take Washington to cover that number. Daniels got his first victory. He showed a little bit more with his arm than he did with his leg this past week. So that was really good. But, yeah, any fantasy football questions, please send them my way now if you could. Let's see here. I'm going to go through my fantasy team because I've got some trouble. I definitely got some trouble. I had mentioned before about a few quarterbacks, and reason being is my 2 fantasy quarterbacks. I waited late to draft, and I drafted Justin Herbert, and then I went with Trevor Lawrence the very next round. Neither one of those guys have had a great game yet, so I am mulling it over of players that I like, and I think it's going to come down to matchups. You got to look at the matchups. When I look at quarterbacks that are available right now on the wire, you got Sam Darnold versus Houston. That's a tough matchup, but he's at home, and he just lit up arguably the best defense in the league, the San Francisco 49ers. So that I think he's not a bad play. Then you got Geno Smith at home versus Miami. That to me is the one that I think I like the most. The rest of the guys that are available in this league: Cousins, Will Levis, Bo Nix, Garner Minshew, Danny Dimes, Andy Dalton, Skylar Thompson. Yeah, those are guys that I would really be trending very lightly. Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. He had a decent game. Let's see. He didn't have the best game. 149 yards, 1 touchdown. So, yeah, I'm trending very lightly on any of those guys. But my top 2 guys in order, I think I would go Geno Smith, against Miami. They're at home. Miami they got gutted on the ground last week against Buffalo. So I'm thinking they're gonna try to stop that run. Seattle's got a pretty prolific run game, as well. But I would definitely think Geno Smith's going to kind of torch those guys on the back end. And then I would go with Sam Darnold. That would be a guy that I would definitely look at. And like I was saying, there's a lot of people that had Cooper Kupp went down. And, I think when you look on the waiver wire, the first guy that you kind of want to circle would be Demarcus Robinson. Like I said, he was the leader. He was the leading receiver after Kupp went down. He would be a guy that I would target without a doubt. The 49ers, we said Debo went down. Look for Juwan Jennings. He's a guy that stepped up in that spot before. So he would be a guy I would target. I tell you what, last night, man, he showed something else with those red shoes. Man, he looked like Billy Red Shoes Johnson out there. Billy White Shoes Johnson of the Falcons. But no, Darnell Mooney had those red kicks on last night. He looked electric, man. He looked very, very quick. He had a touchdown. He almost had 2 touchdowns there at the end. I mean, he had some shake and bake to him. I think you're going to see him and Kittle, be a nice combo. He's a guy who can throw in that slot and, take a 5-yard 50 quick. So he's one that I would definitely target. And we talked about Pacheco going down. So you're going to need running backs. You're always going to need a running back. Guys, keep your eye on. One guy I like over there in New England, Antonio Gibson. He's a guy that he had 11 carries, 96 yards. But he's a dual threat, man. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Definitely like him. Mason, good to sell high. I tell you what, I don't get rid of him yet. Okay, I do not get rid of Mason yet because it could be an Achilles issue. It could really be an Achilles issue with CMC. That Madden curse, man, it's for real. It's for real, Rego. I appreciate you chiming in, Rego. I'm going to give you a helmet sticker because that's how we roll. Yeah, I think you hold on to Mason and maybe even look for his backup. Maybe look for whoever their backup is because, hey, man, the best ability is availability, and especially when it comes to fantasy football. But yeah, I hold on to Mason unless they give you an offer you can't refuse. What would that be? Hey, man, maybe Marvin Harrison. Something like that, something huge, something that was just be like, man, I got to make this trade. But in my opinion, man, you definitely hold on to that guy because that guy is going to be a player. And all right, big Bucs fan too. Oh man, what a game! Godwin, he is the slot king. Rod God, absolutely. Roderick Christopher Godwin. What a game that was. That little wheel route that he had. Oof, man, him and Baker, the touchdown maker. That was something else. Hey, that guy, he looks MVP level at that quarterback position. But getting back to fantasy running backs, got to keep an eye on running backs. Let's see. Another guy that found the end zone was Khalil Herbert there for the Chicago Bears. He finally touched pay dirt. They have a difficult matchup. They got the Colts, who have a very good run defense. But other guys I would target. If you had the running back there in KC that is now down, Pacheco, they're saying 6 to 8 weeks, which that might be the season as far as fantasy football season is. I mean, look, you got 2 games down, 8 more games until he's in. Yeah, he'd definitely be a guy you want to put on IR. If you have a slot available. But Carson Steele, all right, Carson Steele, he's the guy there that a lot of people are looking into. He's a bruiser. So I would keep an eye on him. Watch list, I think Sam J. P. Ryan, all right, he's the big running back that played for the Broncos. He played for the University of Oklahoma. The guy looks like Tarzan, but seems to play like Jane. But hey, man, when you got a offense surrounding a guy by the name of Pat Mahomes, all right, he might be a guy that you keep an eye on, and maybe he gets his chance and he is legit. So he would definitely be a guy to keep an eye on. And there were rumors that Kareem Hunt may be coming back as well. So I would keep an eye on Kareem Hunt. If he gets back there, I think he's still got a lot of tread on the tires there. He knows the system. He's an Andy Reid guy. As far as running backs, those are the guys I like. Keep an eye on Tyler Algier. He had 10 opportunities last night. Not too bad, but that Eagles defense is pretty stout in the middle, so keep an eye on him. Another guy, Damian Pierce. He did not play in that game for Houston Texans, but Joe Mixon took a bad fall, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a little bit of love here. Keep an eye on him when he's going to be available. He may be a guy definitely keep on your radar. The tight end position. Tight end position has been very difficult this year. Sam Laporta, he did nothing for the Lions. Why they didn't get him the ball, that is really baffling to me. I was really watching that game very hard, and they did not seem to develop plays to get him the ball. So I was pretty shocked about that. Kelsey hasn't had a great season yet. Kittle finally punched one in. But Hunter, let's see here. Triple H, Hunter Hurst Henry. That's right, Triple H, Hunter Hurst Henry, the tight end of the New England Patriots. He's a guy that I think is going to be clutch all year, no matter who their quarterback is. He just had a breakout game, 12 targets. Okay, anybody getting 12 targets, if he's not already on your team, you better have him on your watch list because, hey, best ability is availability. He got 12 targets, caught 8, 109 yards. So I look for him to get some more. He showed some good cohesiveness there with Brissett. And I think it'll be the same when the rookie steps in there, if he steps in there. Juno Smith, he had a decent game there. He had 6 catches for Miami there against the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. And he's a guy, too, I think when, your quarterback goes down, a tight end is going to be his best friend when just getting in there. So I'll look for him to have a lot of catches down as well. So those would be the guys that I would target. You got Zach Ertz. He caught all 4 of his for 62 yards there for Washington. I think he's a guy that could step in there if somebody goes down. Next thing we're going to talk a little defense. Defenses, I think you just kind of go by matchups, and this week I think the team that probably has the best matchups is, you got at home, the Cleveland Browns taking on Danny Dimes. I think that's a play. The Vegas Raiders. All right. They got Carolina coming in there. Andy Dalton. I'd bet against Andy Dalton all day. All right. And I think you should too. Third, and these are just teams that are available. Third, you got Green Bay versus Tennessee. Tennessee keeps shooting themselves in the foot. Pretty much pick the defense they play against if you needed to. And, hey, man, Alvin Kamara, what a game that was. That was like a throwback to 4 or 5 years ago. 4 TDs. Yeah, if you got blown out of the map this weekend, because whoever you were playing had Alvin Kamara, man. That game, that was unbelievable. But, yeah, like I was saying, Rego, they need to give the NFC South a little props here, before it's too late. And we all think they're baloney because, 2 of the best teams in the NFC East just got throttled, by teams in the NFC South. I'm talking about Tampa Bay going up there, very shorthanded. Why did Agent Hutchinson get all them sacks? Well, because our starting right tackle wasn't in there. And, maybe we didn't chip him enough or we didn't help him out enough. I could see in the first half, like, we need to double that guy, put somebody on him, bump him, do something. What I used to love doing as an offensive line coach is guess what? we're going to run the damn ball at them twice, maybe 3 times in a row. We're going to bring in a backup tackle, put him at tight end. We're going to put 2 big dudes on him. We're going to punk him into the ground once or twice, maybe 3 times in a row. See if he wants to come off that edge so fast. I don't think he will. But, yeah, absolutely. We showed a lot of depth, and it was nice to see on the defensive side of the ball, man. Guys stepped up. I can't believe the guy we got, Dennis, the linebacker. We got him in the 5th round. Man, that guy looked like one of the best players on the field there. He had a huge tackle on Gibbs, and Gibbs is not a guy that goes down by one player. So I was loved seeing that. And then, man, like you said, Kamara and the New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr throttling the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. And that never happens. Nobody goes to Dallas and kicks their butt like that. So it was very fascinating stuff, man. Very fascinating stuff. But, yeah, I think when you're streaming defenses, that's kind of what you do. You just go on matchups, I don't think you can go wrong if you're picking a team that is going against a rookie quarterback. We're sitting here at week 3, so they're starting to develop a little bit of film on these guys, and they know how to attack them. They know how to attack them, and it's taking these quarterbacks a little bit longer, especially the rookies or the young guys, to know what's going on out there. Hey, whoever's playing against the Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears, a defense I'd take a look at. AR5, he's not looking like he's getting it just yet, but that's the thing. This is what, his 5th game? It's about his 5th game or something like that. So, yeah, something else. But I think that's how you stream when you're doing fantasy football, unless you got a great defense, what is a great defense? Who's the best defense? Put in the comments, who's your best defense? I mean, the last couple of years, it's always been the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers, right? Yeah. Well, quick question. You from Florida? Yes, sir. I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. We are south of Tampa. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. Any other questions you got, man? I'm here for you, brother. This is what we're doing. This is Totem Pole Nation. This is a big old helmet sticker. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Appreciate your comment. Send somebody to us. Yeah, man. The Bears. I'm with you, Brendan. The Bears, they're going to come out with a vengeance. You're going to see that defense step up. I think you're going to see that defense step up this week. Richardson, he looks like Tarzan, but he's playing like Jane so far. It's not looking very good for him. But, yeah, as far as, like, streaming your defenses, I do the same with the kickers, man. Like, some of these kickers, I think you go for the players that, play against defensive teams. Whoever's playing against Pittsburgh Steelers is probably going to be kicking some field goals. Whoever's playing against the 49ers probably going to be kicking some field goals, Yep. Awesome. I'm going to visit Florida hopefully this year for a Bucs game. Any advice on areas to hit? Absolutely. I have a ton of areas to hit. If you're on social media, you can find me at Coach Bald. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, all those. You can message me and I'll hook you up. But, yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're going to a Bucs game, there's a place called Riveters. It's within a mile walk of the stadium. The food's delicious. The service is amazing. And yeah, it is. It's phenomenal. That's a great place to go. Me and the wife go before all the home games. That's usually where we'll go. And if we got a late game, we'll go there before. If we got an early game, we'll usually get there early and then hang out there afterwards. But yeah, that's a great place. Talking tacos. Hey, it is Taco Tuesday. Let's talk about it. I love Chili Verde here in the area here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Chili Verde. They have the best barbacoa tacos that you have ever had before in your life. Cantina Nueva. It's just right down the street from me here. Great place to get you some tacos. Great atmosphere and everything. Yep, Riveters is a great spot. Yep, but find me on social media. Send me a friend request. I got you. That's going to be great. What area are you from? And the area I highly recommend is a place called Treasure Island. Okay, Treasure Island. It's maybe 30 minutes from the football stadium. But why come to Florida and not be near the beach? You know, you want a great beach area. Like, that is where you want to be. And there is my main man checking in. Let me go find my guy right here. Let's see here. Give me a second. We're trying to find him. He's in the house.
Gator is in the house.
Welcome back, Gator. Yeah. Gator's another one. You better hit me up when you come to a Bucs game. Rego, you hit me up when you come to a Bucs game. I definitely love meeting new people, new friends. Hey, man, the brotherhood, it's what it's all about, man. We want to unite. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I appreciate you. But definitely hit me up if you come in town. My brother's out in Cali. He's about a mile or two from the San Francisco 49er stadium. He's a huge 49er fan. Good morning, Gator. I love you, brother. Hold on. I got to go let the dog out. The dog's going crazy here. There's boats coming out here. Come on. Come on, E-boy. Come on. Got my guard dogs out here. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I got my guard dogs out here. They think somebody's sneaking up on the island and everything, trying to come get me. Oh, man, we got snook for days over here, brother. We've got snook for days. Yeah, I always, whenever I have any leftover food, I go right over here. To this dock, and I drop it all around it. I spread it around it, and I'm telling you what, we used to have some good lights that worked, and I mean, we have some massive snook over there. Yeah, without a doubt. And I had some good friends of mine, my brother Big Country, my boy Hefe, they've come over here, and man, they've caught some huge fish. So it's been phenomenal. Without a doubt. Yeah, Brendan, man, you're in Tampa. Dude, let's hook up, man. Let's hook up for a game. We're going to Treasure Island here in a little bit. So, yeah, we're going to be there for a week. Looking forward to it. Wesley Chapel. Oh, awesome. Fort Myers, need to get out. Yeah, man. Y'all got that beautiful lagoon over there, Brendan. Have you been out there yet? Brendan Bingham. Great to meet you, my brother. And Rego, you're nice. You're 30 miles outside of L.A., Awesome. Caught a beautiful one a few years ago. Oh, man, cool, man. You're due to come back, Rego. You are due to come back. Yeah. Right, snook with scales the size of your thumbnails. Wow. Yeah. Gator, you got to get out here and come fishing as well, my man. Heck yeah. Let me know when you're coming down for a game. The tickets are going fast, man. I think the only tickets I have available left are all the last two home games. I have people that have already going to we got rid of the Broncos, which is next, and then after that we have the Eagle game, which we're not going to miss that. We're going to the Eagles game. Then I believe we have Atlanta game, which is the throwback, so I'll be rocking there. And I wore this Sunday, man. It felt great. I knew that we needed guys to step up, like, in a John Lynch type manner. And boy, guys sure as heck did. It was great. But yeah. So yeah, we're going to that one. The 49er game, I got my brother coming in town, and I have my other brother, my wife's brother, is getting married. So I'm excited about that. And then the Raiders game, I've got people already going to that. I think the last two games are the Saints and the Panthers, which, heck, the way the Panthers are playing, you can't give those tickets away. Yeah. But hey, if you want to go to those games, man, we would love it. Yeah, you're right, brother. Baker looked phenomenal. What a game he had. What about that juke move? Did anybody else see that? I mean, he looked Barry Sanders-esque on that move, man. He shook that guy. It was beautiful to see that. And I'm just proud of Baker Mayfield, man. He's a guy that's just gone through a lot. He's had a lot of hate in his career and stuff like that. He had that one cop in Texas tackle him, and yeah, man, he's had a tough upbringing. But man, it is good to see what he's doing. And yeah, man, I'm just so proud of what the Bucs are doing. We get to see a lot of it here. And, the things you don't hear about those guys is visiting children in the hospital. And, yeah, man, it's a special thing. And he's the perfect quarterback for the Bucs. A while back, I want to say over 10 years ago, they had got a guy from Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, right? It was a guy by the name of Jeff Garcia. And Garcia was a smaller quarterback, but, dude, he just has that gritty, gutsy moxie where he'll dive for that inch. And, man, I'm going to tell you what, when you got guys like that will sell out their souls to win for the team, dude, you want to run through walls with those guys. And I think that's what you're seeing. Dude, yes, he put that guy on skates. That's exactly well said. It was beautiful. And, yeah, man, Mike Evans, he is the real deal. Great to see Chris Godwin. I mean, that wheel route right there was so beautiful. I could kind of see it developing before everybody else at the amazing sports bar that we went to, a place called Who's On First in St. Petersburg, Florida. So that's another great spot to check out a game when you're in town, Rego. Stay in St. Petersburg, Florida, man. You're closer. It's a little ride to the football game, but you're closer to the beach. Why come to Florida and not be near the water? You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, besides that, I'm just excited to get back to doing this. We'll try to get some more people to hop on and everything and collaborate with some people. I want to get back to doing life lessons podcasts and everything because it'll help me. It's important and everything. But, yeah, definitely hit me up. And anybody else that's watching right now, I'm on all social media platforms. It's usually at Coach Bald on Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook and everything. Follow Totem Pole Nation, and I'm usually commenting or right behind and everything. But, yeah, just wanted to check in with everybody, let them know everything is good, and to, keep doing your thing. Huge shout-out to our sponsor, the amazing St. Pete Rejuvenate. St. Pete Rejuvenate here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Give us a call, 727-739-5543. We do ketamine infusions here if you're having anxiety problems, if you're chronic pain. Ketamine infusions has been a game changer. We've got some great podcasts on ketamine infusions on Totem Pole. So all you got to do is look that up. We had the world famous, one of the greatest heels of all time, Fidel Sierra, the Cuban madman, the Cuban assassin. We had him in our studio, and it changed his life. It was phenomenal. He's jumping back in the ring, folks. Talking about a guy that he's going to say he's in his 40s, but he's closer to 70. But my man, Cuban assassin, is jumping back in the ring. He still got it, and I think that we had a lot to do with that. We got him feeling good. Also, the weight loss. If anybody needs help with that, we've got the remedies. And this time of year for us here in Florida, you always need to hydrate. So if you got that bachelor party, thank you, Gator. If you got that bachelor party or that, any party you got, bachelor party, get the IV hydration therapy before the hangover. Get it before the hangover. There won't be no hangover. Right? It's always really good too for before football games. You got a big game, you're going to be doing some all-day partying. Get with us first, and you'll have the time of your life. And yeah, man, we'll take good care of you. But yeah, I'm gonna give another huge shout out here. Got a couple of them here. My main man, what's up? I got to give you some more.
Gator is in the house.
And everybody else, this is a huge helmet sticker for you guys. Yes, IV are lifesavers. I use them after my boxing sessions when I need them. Yeah, hey, man, without a doubt, without a doubt. We've seen it help people, that were having COVID-like symptoms. If you're feeling like that, give us a call. If you have COVID, that's okay. We want to help you. We want to get you back. We want to get you feeling better. Put all my beautiful wife, she will customize your concoction to your preference and make you all good. We also do the Botox and the Brotox, guys. And yeah, look at this. Yep, I need it. I need it. Look at that thing. Yeah. Next time you guys see me, you're not going to be seeing all those lines right there, brother. I'm trying to look good and young like Coach Prime. Coach Prime. But I do, man. I got to get up with some people, and we got to talk some college football here soon because I love what's going on in college football. Look, let's talk about some college football right now. You know, I got my man Gator on. Ooh, man, what are y'all going to do, Gator? Let me know. I'm behind you, whatever you guys want to do. I'm behind you, but I'm going to go through this upcoming week's schedule of college football really quick. We'll just go top 25. We'll go top 25, and always going to talk about the state of Florida. Always going to talk about it. But, yeah, I know this week, big game here. The U, that's right. Coach Alex Marable, that's our guy, man. That's our guy, the U. Yep, you guys are coming here to play the South Florida Bulls. They got you guys as 17-point favorites. I'll tell you what, if there's anything that I've ever seen as a trap game, it's that one. All right, Miami at South Florida. South Florida's got some big-time playmakers on that side of the field. They had a tighter game than the scoreboard showed against the University of Alabama. Very much tighter than the scoreboard showed. And the thing about Miami that scares me this week, that scares me the most about this week, is they play Virginia Tech next week, and that is a huge rival. So I think they could be looking over their shoulders, if you would, and not going all in on South Florida Bulls. So, Gator, what do you have to say about it? Gator, I agree. Nothing with Napier. Man, you know, all the talent, all the five-star guys there, it has got to be a lip biter, a tongue biter. Yeah, man, very, very frustrating. Wow, have I heard rumors of Urban Meyer? Man, I have not, but I do. I think that could work. I think it could work. You know, he's a guy that's always had a lot of success in college. I think that would work if he wanted to do that. I think you get Kiffin, man. I think you get Lane Kiffin over there. Give him the Brinks truck, sign him to a life deal, and that's who I think would be the guy there. That's who I'm picking first, you know. But, yeah, some of the college matchups we got this week. Huge matchup, USC at Michigan. Wow, USC at Michigan. USC 5.5-point favorites. Wow, Michigan, my 5.5-point home dogs. I'm all over Michigan, and I'm sprinkling some on the money line in that game. I am definitely sprinkling some on the money line in that one. Wow, that's the huge game of the week. One of them. But the next biggest game is the University of Tennessee. That's right, the Sarah Blake Cheek-led Tennessee Vols. Let's go, baby. The Vols at Oklahoma, 7-point favorites on the road. Oof. Fortunately, that is another one that I would be betting Oklahoma to cover, and maybe sprinkling a little bit on Oklahoma to, you know, just sprinkle a little on the money line, just because that place is so tough to win at. But Tennessee, man, they look unstoppable right now. They look completely unstoppable. Lane would be a good fit. Yeah, yep, I totally agree. I never followed college football. Actually, who's the Chiefs in the league? Well, I don't know, man. For a while, it's been the University of Alabama, but they have a new coach there. So, yeah, that's a good question. Who are the new Chiefs of the league? Georgia? Maybe Georgia. Georgia, who did not win the championship last year, but they've been number one back-to-back for a good while. They're going to dethrone Michigan this year. Wow, we will see. I think that one's going to be a great game. Hey, they already beat LSU in a huge game, so they played a big game. You know, Michigan took an L at home to Texas. So, yeah, they both played some big games. Friday night, I'm looking forward to. You got the University of Illinois at Nebraska. 2 top 25 teams. Number 24, Illinois, coming into Nebraska. They got Nebraska 9.5-point favorites. Wow. Over under is at 43.5. I tell you what, That one's going to be a barn burner right there. They're really loving what they're doing in Nebraska. Illinois, they did not play very well last week, but they played a couple battle-tested games. That's going to help them this week. But we'll see. I think Nebraska might be inferior. Hey, dog's getting crazy over here. Give me a second, guys. This dog, you don't realize I'm over here. He can't hear very well. Come on, let's get you in. Come on, come on. Go, Joe. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yep, dog just getting a little crazy. They're starting to act like dogs around here. What the heck's going on? Yep, we'll talk to you later, Gator. Appreciate you, brother. Absolutely. Yep. But yeah, I think Illinois covers that number 9.5. I mean, that's a lot of points, man. Illinois, they're playing tough defense. They can throw the ball around pretty well. NC State at Clemson. NC State at Clemson. Wow, that's going to be a big one. They got Clemson as 20.5-point home favorites. Man, I think NC State covers that number. I know they got throttled by Tennessee, but Tennessee looks like they're a different animal this year. So I like NC State to cover the 20.5. I mean, it might be 17. Heck, who knows? They could even money line that one. The money line is playing +9, +900. It means you bet 100 on NC State, they win, paying you $900. That's big. That is big right there. I wouldn't mind even sprinkling some on the money line just because of that number being so high, you know. And bet responsibly, guys. Do not bet big. Don't bet big on stuff like that. It is not smart. Rego, note, Coach Saban is no longer coaching. He is in the booth. He is giving back. He is talking football. He's on all the channels. He's the man. He's doing a great job. Huge shout out to Totem Pole Nation. Go get your merch, guys. Get you a nice Yeti coffee cup just like I got. Yep, Coach Saban is in the booth, man. He's doing what we're doing. He's talking about it. And let's see, other ranked games, Ohio State versus Marshall, 40-point favorites. I think they're going to batter Marshall. Sorry, Marshall. Love you guys, but Ohio State, they are they're on a mission this year. Plus, next week, not that big a game, Michigan State at Michigan State. Yeah. Let's see here. I got Arkansas State, who just played a barn burner of a game last week versus Iowa State. Yeah, Arkansas State just lost to Michigan by 10. By 10. Wow. They played their butts off in that game, too, by the way. And, yeah, they're at Iowa State. Iowa State, 21.5-point favorites. I tell you. I like Arkansas State to cover that number. I mean, you're talking about basically 3 touchdowns and a field goal better. They just lost to Michigan by 10. You know, I definitely think that Arkansas State is the play there. You know what? We do not. Good question, Rego. Rego says, do you guys have a chat for parlays or lines? We do not yet. It's something we're kind of marinating on. We've been talking about it. That's the thing. All my guys are coaching right now, so it's hard to get any time. You know, when everybody's football coaching. You know, luckily I'm the only one retiring from coaching at the moment. So yeah, I definitely enjoy it. But I tell you what, we do have a guy, Money Moves. Find him, Money Moves. You find him. He's all over the internet. He's our guy chasing the cash up in Michigan. But he loves parlays. Player props, he's the man with that. Hit him up. He's affiliated with us. He's one of our favorites, and yeah, he is. He's awesome on that. But yeah, I do. I love looking at the numbers and stuff like that, kind of going through stuff, and it makes every game fun when you have that. Let's see here. Another game, UCLA, who just got throttled, versus LSU, who just had a huge comeback win. That's at LSU. I love LSU. I love LSU in that game. I think they're going to throttle UCLA. UCLA they got dismantled last week in Indiana, and I don't see it getting any better this week. 24.5-point favorites. That's a huge number. I don't know if I touch that number. That's so many points. Then you got Miami of Ohio playing against Notre Dame. Wow, Notre Dame. Did those guys just take them to the proverbial woodshed last week or what? I could not believe how I was looking at that ticker and all the points those guys put up. Beat Purdue 66-7. Stop. He's dead already. He's dead already. Yeah. Yep. Next game on I have is Georgia Tech at Louisville. That's going to be a good one Saturday. I got a 3:30 start. Louisville, they've been playing good football. Georgia Tech, they had that huge victory to Florida State to start off the season. Louisville at home, 10.5-point favorites. Oof, that's a tough number, man. I think I'd stay away from that one. I got two others here. Oh, let me see here. I got Buffalo at the ranked Northern Illinois. Wow. Northern Illinois. That's right, man. They are the real deal. They took out Notre Dame a few weeks ago. I love them in some action. They are 14-point favorites in some action. Ooh, man, that is a high number in action. I think if there's anything I'm taking the over in that. It's sitting at 43.5. Man, the way them action games go, that game could be 43.5 over that in the first half. Those guys, they love to score. Taking all, hey, we love you, Rego. No problem. Money moves for sure. Yep, yes, sir. That's us as well. Big game. Utah at Oklahoma State. Utah, number 12 ranked versus Oklahoma State. They got Utah 2-point favorites. Oof. Wow, that is beautiful. Give me the home team. I like them to cover at home, and I'm even going money line Oklahoma State, plus 110. Next game I have is Vanderbilt at Missouri. Vandy at Missouri. They got Missouri 20-point favorites. Man, that's a lot of points. Vanderbilt just took a bad loss last week. I mean, that was a terrible loss that they took last week. Georgia State, after playing so well to beat Virginia Tech, a woodshedded Alcorn State, man, to take a loss to Georgia State was very, very tough. That's going to be a tough matchup. I kind of like them covering that number, man. I think they're going to bounce back. They'll be pissed off. And the last game, let's see. I got a few more games. I got Bowling Green minus 23 at Texas A&M. Texas A&M 23.5-point favorites. Give me that. I do think Bowling Green will score, though. I think I like the over 52.5. Bowling Green might be able to do it. Miguel Perez, man, thank you for your comment, man. I got something for you, brother. I got something for you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Love will turn you around. Yes, I know you love my team. Sweet. Who is your team? You got to be a Saints fan. It's all good, baby. Time will tell. Time will tell. Next game at Georgia Southern at Ole Miss. Ole Miss 36.5-point favorites at home. Whew. That's a lot of chalk. But Ole Miss has been pouring it on teams. I like Ole Miss in that one. And then you got Louisiana Monroe going to the woodshed known as Texas. Texas 44.5-point favorites. The over under 52.5. I like the over in that. Hey, Arch Manning, no setbacks with that guy. No setbacks. Ooh, Baltimore Ravens. Come on, Mr. Perez. Come on, Mikhail. You're 0-2 or 2-0. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We'll see you on Monday night. Monday Night Football. We got the Baltimore Ravens in town. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. Let's see here. Last game of the night in college, Kansas State, who just had a huge victory over Arizona, goes to BYU. They got Kansas State as 7-point favorites. I like that. I definitely like that. So what are we talking? Are we talking fantasy football, Mr. Perez, or are we talking just overall in the league? Because there is a difference. There's a difference between your top 5 quarterbacks right now and your top 5 fantasy football quarterbacks right now. There's a significant difference. I tell you what, the guy that I think is the biggest riser has got to be Baker Mayfield. I think he's got to be the guy that has kind of come out of nowhere and just turning it on. He is playing lights out ball. They believe in him, and it has been phenomenal to watch. He's got to be the highest riser, in my opinion, when you look at everybody. He has got to be the highest riser in the league. Let's see here. Let's go with Lamar's not played very well yet. Top 5 right now. Let's see. Well, you got to go Mahomes, undefeated. Just refuses to lose. Hey, Josh Allen is looking damn good, as kind of expected. A lot of people thought it was going to be a big drop off with Diggs, but no, that guy's a playmaker, so I like him as the number 2. Number 3, let's see. Who else undefeated? I like the teams that win. I think they're the ones with the best quarterbacks. My number 3 guy, man, I would have to say Baker Mayfield right now, man. That's something else. The way he's playing, he's definitely willed those guys. Give me Baker at number 3 right now. Number 4, let's see. What other teams are the teams to beat right now? Let's see here. I'm going to go just take a little scroll over here. And look, thank you for your comment. We're going to give you a little bit more here. Baltimore Ravens, baby. Let's see here. We're going to give you this helmet sticker right there. Normally I would definitely follow those up with, Joey Burrow and Lamar. Like those the guys I think that are all there. But neither one of those guys are doing it at the moment. It really stinks for those teams. But like I said, it's very early. It's very early. Let's see what other quarterbacks are playing out of their minds right now. Hey, Sam Darnold. What? Nah. Keep him out of there. Derek Carr, man. Hey, huge game there. Geno Smith, great game. But those would be my top 5 right there. I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna go with Burrow and your guy Jackson, man. I still think he's top tier guy. But dude, I have Baker Mayfield there. I mean, you go into a hostile environment, like Detroit. I think that has a lot more merit than winning a home game, against the 49ers, a banged up 49er team. So that's kind of what I'm going with. But hey, definitely give us a subscribe, a like. And if you're on any other social media platform, Miguel Perez, just, send out a friend request. We got you. We're gonna link up. We will follow back. That's what we do here on Totem Pole Nation. We love our fans. Hey, I know CJ Stroud. Yeah, CJ Stroud. He looked great week 1. Week 2, kind of choppy. That Bears defense is intense. I think he's just on the cusp. He'd be my number 6 guy. He would be right there, number 6. Brock Purdy has not looked lights out yet, but I think he'll get there. Matt Stafford, in the beginning of the season, I said he was the number 1 quarterback in the NFC. Hey, he was the only one with the championship, right? Only one with the championship. So he's going to be one to see what's going to go on down the stretch. We were talking fantasy football. You want to pick up those wide receivers because now Cooper Kupp is out. Puka Nacua is out. Those are guys you want to target on your fantasy football. But, love you guys. Respect. To the next episode, Totem Pole Nation. We are out of here. You have a great day, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in.